I'm Giovanni Gallucci for Xtrain.com, and we're talking social media and how you can utilize it in your online marketing applications. Now, we're talking about video and images right now. Specifically in this chapter, we're going to do a little bit of roaming around some photo sharing sites, and I want to give you some tips and clues on how you can actually even use photo sharing sites with guerrilla marketing online and with social media marketing. Now, let's start, with a description of what photo sharing sites are. I think most people are fairly familiar with them, but we're going through a formula here, so let's go ahead and keep that going. Basically, photo sharing sites are websites and applications that allow folks to publish and transfer their photography or their images online with other users. Obviously, we're using websites to do this, but there's also desktop applications that allow the uploading of videos, or the uploading of images to these websites. A lot of the digital photography companies, Kodak, Nikon, Sony, have got applications that they ship with their camera, so that they try to make it as easy as possible for users to also not only purchase the camera, but also use their online file storage, because it's another revenue generator for the company, and it's also convenient for the users. We can also talk loosely about other areas, not specifically photo sharing sites, but photo galleries that may be set up on blogs, or blogs that are specifically designed to do nothing but show photography, and those are typically called photo blogs or mo blogs. From June of 2006, I got a snapshot of what the average website's market share was. It was a little bit difficult to come across user information that was specific to photo sharing sites, but at least this will give you an idea of where people are going to consume their content. One thing that surprised me until I did some more investigation was that PhotoBucket has got 44% of the market when it comes to photo sharing. I had heard of PhotoBucket, didn't know that it was that big of a deal in the marketplace. I assumed that Flickr was probably the 800-pound gorilla in the space. So I went and I did some research on PhotoBucket to try to figure out why the numbers were as high as they were, and it turns out that PhotoBucket is the back end to the MySpace photo sharing on the MySpace website. So when they go and report their numbers, and it's completely legitimate, they are actually out there reporting numbers of all the MySpace users, which is every single account on MySpace that uses PhotoBucket as the photo sharing on MySpace.com. So that's a little bit misleading when you're looking for photo sharing sites. A lot of what you're going to be doing within a social network like MySpace is going to incorporate that. So you're more than free to go to PhotoBucket itself and utilize some of these techniques. But from what I saw on the website itself, it had a pretty small share of the market. So for our purposes, what we're essentially talking about is Flickr and Yahoo. Yahoo owns Flickr now, but these two websites control 24% of the market. And then the number 2 or number 3, number 4, depending upon how you're looking at these numbers, is going to be WebShots with 8% of the market. The stuff that I'm going to show you here is going to work equally well on most photo sharing websites. Obviously when you go into when you go into PhotoBucket through MySpace, you're going to be able to post links and things like that, just like I'm talking about in these opportunities. So from a marketing standpoint, what are we talking about here as far as being able to utilize these sites in order to extend our brand and to push product and service? From what I've seen, basically opportunities available to us as marketers are going to be places that we can draw traffic from, and basically brand extension. Now, one thing we can, and I'm going to go over to Firefox here in a second, and I'll show you a couple of websites and show you what I'm talking about. But the two biggest things that I saw as far as looking at traffic experiences that I've had using these websites are, especially on Flickr, on WebShots, you can go in and add comments to photos individually or entire groups and have hyperlinks within those photos. And when you go and you combine the power of photography with a hyperlink combined with tagging, so you're directing people doing specific searches into your photography, and then if they want to see more about what's going on in the picture, they can click on a link. It turns out that that's a needle in a haystack when it comes to generating traffic. We found that for our corporate website, Whenever I go and I cover events within technology and marketing, I'll take my camera with me and I take a lot of pictures, and typically I'll upload the pictures during the event and tag this stuff and add comments to it. And what we find is that during that event and typically a week after that event, we get a huge spike in traffic from Flickr, because people are either trying to get news about the event, and whenever they do searches on Google and other websites, the photography is coming up because it's relevant and it's recent. And then a week afterwards, people that are still looking for what's happened during the event and the press coverage, and then people that went to the event are actually looking for photography. We find a lot of folks going to the website from those areas. Obviously, whenever you're providing links within descriptions, there's a lot of benefits from a natural SEO perspective. Depending upon the website, if there's not a no-follow tag, and if the search engine pays attention to the no-follow tag if it's there, you can potentially generate some link love or get some authority from the photo websites by having links going from their websites over to yours.